Okay, I'm reading this really good book today. It is March 5th, by the way. It's Thursday. Daily vlog, if you will, of just like thoughts and what's going into the behind the scenes of building a business and making my dreams come true and changing my life. And this book is called The Courage to Be Disliked, and I'm out on a walk while I'm reading it, because why not? I realize it doesn't have to be audible. I like reading, so I bought the book. But I'm on a good chapter right now that really resonates, and the book is written in such a way that like it's a philosopher talking to a young man and explaining his philosophy, while the young man just contradicts and argues and wants to make his beliefs make sense, because then that's obviously more fitting for his life, and the philosopher is making him question and look at that differently. And anyways, one of the chapters I'm on is people always choose not to change, and this chapter is fitting because I do believe strongly that everybody has the ability to change regardless of the circumstances you were born into. Life really is what you make of it and what you tell yourself and what your mindset is, and everything else comes from that. So this felt like just incredible because the way he said it just really aligns with how I feel about that. Oh, let me back up. And I'm going to jumble around a lot because this is how my brain thinks, but we're just talking out loud. So the philosopher says, you said that any person's disposition or personality cannot be changed. In Adlerian psychology, we describe personality and disposition with the word lifestyle, which I think is a really good distinction to make, because if you talk about personality, people believe that's something they're born with and already like a disposition they have. But if you replace it with lifestyle, then that's a choice, that's a worldview, that's a mindset, and something that absolutely can be changed, right? Or at least we all are more easily able to agree that it can be changed than a personality if we use it by definition. Words are powerful. So those slight little adjustments make you think of things entirely differently. So lifestyle is the tendencies of thought and action in life. So that's how he defines it. You know, they're arguing, it's like, well, then why wouldn't everybody choose to change? And he says, well, it takes courage to change and courage to be happy, because most people want to change because they're unhappy. Something isn't the way they want. They believe they were born into it. They blame the past and they're unhappy. That's the only reason why we really want to change, is to find happiness, to find something that like benefits us. And so then it goes into the next chapter that talks about your life is decided here now. And I just love the way that he explains this, because this is what I'm going through right now. It's not that I'm choosing not to change. It's not that I'm choosing not to start a company exactly, but in essence, I am, because of what he's about to say and what I'm about to read to you. Let me summarize this. So the young man basically is asking him, so I am unable to change because I myself keep repeatedly making the decision not to change. I don't have enough courage to choose a new lifestyle. In other words, I do not have enough courage to be happy, and that's why I'm unhappy. Have I got anything wrong? And he says, no, you haven't. I said, okay, in that case, my question is, what are the real measures I should take? What do I need to do to change my life? You haven't explained all of that yet. And he says, you are right. What you should now do is make a decision to stop your current lifestyle. For instance, earlier you said, if only I could become someone like Y, I'd be happy. As long as you live that way in the realm of the possibility of, if only such and such were the case, you will never be able to change, because you're saying, if only I could be like Y, is an excuse to yourself for not changing. This is the part that really lands. I have a young friend who dreams of becoming a novelist, but he never seems to be able to complete his work. According to him, his job keeps him too busy and he can never find enough time to write novels, and that's why he can't complete work and enter it for writing awards. But is that the real reason? No. It's actually that he wants to leave the possibility of, I can do it if I try, open. He doesn't want to expose his work to criticism, and he certainly doesn't want to face the reality that he might produce an inferior piece of writing and face rejection. He wants to live inside that realm of possibilities where he can say that he could do it if only he had the time, or only that he could write if he just had the proper environment, and that he really does have the talent for it. And it's just very fitting, because in trying to be open and vulnerable about like everything I'm doing and how I'm going about this, and hopefully inspiring and relating to others while I'm at it, is that I have lacked the courage. I've had little spouts and moments of it where I've chosen something, you know, even choosing to change jobs in my past, never honestly keeping something more than a year because it didn't make me happy. So I've had the courage to do things like that, to move laterally, to change when I'm not happy, feeling I'm not, like, life's too short to do that. So I have done that. But now when it comes to something that is my face, my heart, my brand, my idea, which I need to detach myself of and just know that that can change and that can evolve too. So that way I'm not attached, but there's still just this big fear. And it's so much easier to say, well, like, I know I would do really well once I do it. Because then, just like he was saying, you can live in the possibility of I could if. And all those excuses, all they are excuses to avoid putting yourself in that position at the fear of being rejected or failing. And reading that's like, come on, knock it off. Like, other philosophy I try to keep in life is like not to take myself too seriously. And that's just got to be a part of this. Like, just freaking jump. Just try, because it's gonna be so much better once I do. And even if what I think I want isn't what I want, like, at least I'm not living in this like if only, or later, I don't have time. Like, I don't want to live having those regrets. And I think life is just full of possibilities and potential, and the only way you really truly don't know something is if you never do it. So I don't want to be the person that always talked about an idea, never tried. So I'm pouring my heart out and being open in this format even to show that I'm willing to fall on my face in front of everybody I love. But I'm going to smile and I'm going to have fun doing it. And I'm pretty positive at the end of the day, it's going to turn into something that does really make me happy. So no matter what I think it looks like now, I just know I've got to take like that step. Got to take that step forward. So anyways, that was very jumbled how I started that whole conversation at the beginning with this book, but it is a great book. It's a really easy read, and it's really nice to read it back and forth as a conversation, because it also puts you in the position of both people, because there are moments when I'm in line with the philosopher when I'm like, oh my God, kid, like, shut up. Of course you can change. Like, what are you talking about? You're a victim. You're playing victim. You're being a baby. Da da da. And then there's other times I'm on the other side of the fence. I'm like, no, the world is hard. Definitely hard. I agree. Circumstance plays a lot into who somebody becomes or how they become it, but at the end of the day, it's not everything. It's not the full equation. You can do whatever the heck you want if you choose to. So that's it. That's my rant for today's walk.